First of all, I want to thank Kay Weathers for giving us this photograph. When she sent it to me, it was marked as a JPEG for a Christmas card. So I'm assuming that this was used. Now, according to Kay, it was also cropped. So let's see what we can do with this. Now, you're going to notice here that I've also loaded up two backgrounds for a Christmas card that I just happened to get off the net right here and here. So let's first of all start to work on Mr. and Mrs. Weathers. It's pretty obvious to me that it was taken outside. Now, what happens with a camera, not so obviously, of course, is the fact that if you're taking something outside with a white background, the aperture, if the camera's on automatic, will close a bit and darken the photo. That's because the camera says, gee, I have enough light here, so I may as well close the aperture in order to take the photo. And so what happens in most cases is that the dress that Kay is wearing is probably a lot lighter than what it is. I'm not sure about the suit coat and so forth, but you can tell, for example, that it's out in the sun. And since being bald myself, I can tell that the sun was shining on here, which sometimes deters from the photograph. So let's start out by doing what we normally do here is just hitting a Control J. And we're going to close this off. Now, what I'm going to do at first is to remove this background, the white background, so that I can work on Mr. and Mrs. Weathers. So let's go to the quick selection brush and notice that the size here is about 11 pixels. And here we go. We're trying to get a selection. Now this may be a problem here somewhere. I hope not, but sometimes. There we go. And there we go. So in this instance, I've over-selected because of the lack of contrast here. So what I'm going to do is to hit the Alt key and now select it this way. Here, let's get a little bit of the hair here, and I'll just deselect here. Okay. So in this instance, what I've done is I've selected the background. And I'm intending to delete the background. But before I do that, I want to refine the edge of Kay's hair and also a small bit of hair up here. So here we go. I just want to make sure that we're catching some of the hair, and I'll do the same thing here. Right there. And you can see as I move along here that I'm going to collect more of her hair and make sure that it shows up. And you can see right in here how that has covered her hair. And I'll just say okay. And now I can go to edit and hit delete. And now the background is gone. So now I hit the Control D for deselect. And now I'm going to be working specifically on Mr. and Mrs. Weathers. First thing I'm going to do is to go to quick, and I'm going to go to lighting. And I'm going to increase the lighting to about there. And say, go back to expert mode. And now what we've got is something a lot brighter than we had before. If I turn this on here and then I turn this off, you can see the difference. Okay. And now you can see a little bit more of the dress that she is wearing. Okay. So I'm going to shut that off, shut this off here. And I'm going to do a little work to make sure that some of these, what I call them imperfections from the camera, will be gone. So first thing I want to do here is to take this area right here and fix that. So let's go to the eyedropper tool and select this color right here. And you can see what that color is right here. And now I'm going to go to the brush And I'm going to see what kind of size brush I want. And I just move the opacity to about 25. And now I'm going to paint here. And you can see now that that is no longer a hot spot. Okay? So that hot spot is gone. Next thing is to go to select a filter. In this case, the blur filter, and do the surface blur. The surface blur is looking only for skin. It's not looking for anything else. So I'm just going to hit the surface blur. And now you're going to see if I go up to here and I just click on that, you can see the difference in the blur. Okay? And now all of that camera noise is gone. And now we have a tiny little blur, but it certainly has helped here. So I just say okay, right there. And what else do we want to do? Now we've done everything here, and I think what I want to do is get rid of this black area. I'll just take let's increase the size. I'll just get rid of that for now. I'm going to crop it anyway, but for now I'm just going to show you how we do that. Okay, this is pretty good, I think, but I want to look at more of Kay's dress here. I think it should be lighter, should appear a lot better than what it is. So let's do this. Let's go again to a quick selection and select her dress right here, right there. And wherever I've over selected, okay, I just want to go Alt right there. I've over selected. This is a pin. This is a pin that she was wearing, pin. And I also don't want her hand in as part of this. So now I'm going to go, once I've selected this, let's go back to quick. Let's go back to lighting. And let's see what's happening to her dress. Now you can see it. There it is. From here, we're just moving it up a bit until we feel comfortable that that reflects the dress that she was wearing. Sometimes it's a little too much. As you can see here, that's too much. We just keep going. And I'm going to assume that the color is somewhere closer to that. So I do this and do expert. And here we go. And we just do Control D to deselect. And that's now what we are working on. What I want to do here is now to crop this area to about there, a little to the side. And notice I have no restriction here for now. And move this over. Okay, and just move this up. No need for the hands or for the arm in this photo. And I say okay. And there we have that as our photo that we're going to use to superimpose on our two other photos. That's much better. So this is the one that I'm going to use. And I'm also going to bring this photo on top of it. So now I have two photos here. And watch what happens here. I bring the weathers up. And now I can use the move tool to move them down. All right. Now, at this point, I can shut that one down and bring this one up, or shut that one, bring that one up. So now we can have a choice of either one of these designs in back of them. or shut this off, open this one, and you'll have that one. Now you can get rid of this little line by just cropping it a little bit more, but regardless of that, that's what we have here. So at that point, you can make your choice of what you want and save them, maybe both of them as PSDs, and then decide what you want to do with them, whether you want to print them or send them somewhere for somebody else to print your Christmas cards. And that's the end.